And the jury, I'm going to ask that you carefully listen to the verdicts as they are being read by the clerk, Mrs. Robertson. As after the verdicts have been read, you will be asked if these are your verdicts. And I would caution the audience during the course of the reading of these verdicts.
An American teenager who shot dead 2 people during protests against racial injustice in Wisconsin last year has been found not guilty of murder in a trial that polarized opinion in the United States. Kyle Rittenhouse argued that he had feared for his life and acted in self-defense. Prosecutors said he had behaved like an armed vigilante. Well, the case has provoked a heated debate about gun ownership. Our correspondent Nomia Iqbal reports now from the city.
Not guilty on all charges earlier in the day. Rittenhouse was on trial. Demonstrations after the Kyle Rittenhouse verdict remained largely peaceful Friday night. A Wisconsin jury found the teen not guilty on all charges earlier in the day. Rittenhouse was on trial for shooting 3 men during a protest after the police shooting of Jacob Blake last year in Kenosha. 2 of the men died. Rittenhouse claimed self-defense. There was a small, peaceful protest in Kenosha after the verdict was announced, and demonstrators stayed calm at events in several other cities across the country. A few protests were less civil. Police in Portland, Oregon declared a riot when a couple hundred protesters broke windows, started fires, and threw objects at police. And in New York City, people marched to the Brooklyn Bridge and blocked traffic. CBS News correspondent Nancy Chen has more reaction from the trial.
We, the jury, find the defendant, Kyle H. Rittenhouse, not guilty.
Kyle Rittenhouse cried, collapsing onto the table after jurors found the 18-year-old not guilty on all charges. Overcome with emotion, Rittenhouse
Anthony Huber was one of the men Rittenhouse shot and killed during those protests last year. We want to bring in his great aunt, Susan Hughes. Susan, good morning to you. We want to extend our condolences to you this morning. You have had some hours to process the verdict. What message do you think the jury is sending with this verdict?
I think they made their best efforts. I think the fact that it took 4 days perhaps gives us some encouragement that at least it was a difficult decision to reach. One irony of this whole thing is that
it's that time of the year. The days are getting shorter. It's cold outside. It's also when we start looking back at the past year. And what a year it was over on Fox, or as I've described it this year, just in the last week, they've been churning out so much BS, it's hard. Did this bit where she pretended to not understand that Netflix has a show called...
You know, I was watching an episode of You where measles came up.
Wait. When did I mention measles?
I don't know. It was on You.
What was on me? What are you talking about? Ray, Ray wasn't even hearing what I'm saying. I never had the